Jen and I are simulating the LOTCA assessment, which stands for the Lowenstein Occupational Therapy Cognitive Assessment. This assessment measures cognitive abilities, more specifically their orientation, visual perception, spatial perception, motor praxis, visual motor organization, thinking operation, attention, and concentration. This assessment could be used for anyone with a cognitive impairment such as a TBI or CVA. It helps get a better understanding of exactly where the deficits are. Minimal performance would score a 1, maximum would warrant a 4, with the exception of the orientation test, which has a maximum score of 8. Detailed instruction of how to score each test based on the client's performance can be found in the manual. The LOTCA has inter-rater reliability, which was determined by having 3 testers test 10 subjects. Inter-rater reliability ranged from 0.82 to 0.97. A video recording of the assessment of one client was made. Each therapist viewed the recording and scored the client. Agreement was reached at 100% for 14 subtests and 86% for 5 subtests. The LOTCA also has internal consistency reliability, which indicates that the assessment measures the same idea for each subtest. Criterion validity and construct validity were found using the Wilcoxon's 2-sample test, which compared the client group with the control group. Criterion validity was examined for the visual motor organization subtest, which was compared to the block design test from the Wechsler's Adult Intelligence Scale. A correlation coefficient of 0.68 was found between the 2 subtests. Construct validity was determined by factor analysis, which established that the subtests measure what they intend to measure.
Okay, so this is a look inside of the LOTCA briefcase. So we have the manual. So the manual shows you how to score all the items. The scoring sheet, which is what you would be writing down the person's score on. A manual that gives you the instructions on how to administer the test as well as how to grade the scores. The test booklet, some of the questions tells you to refer to the test booklet, so you would show it to the patient. There's a look inside of it, okay? And here inside are some of the different components in the LOTCA. So there is a pegboard with pegs. There's different colored blocks and plain blocks. There's all these different identification cards. Some of them are pictures. Some of them you have to put them into the right sequence. There is a puzzle of a butterfly that the person would have to complete. There is objects that the person would show you how to use the objects. And there are other shapes because you would be asking the person to arrange them in a specific way. I'm going to be showing you how to administer the LOTCA, and for time purposes, we're just going to be doing one category out of each of the subcategories. So first we're going to be doing orientation for place under the subcategory of orientation. Where are you right now?
The hospital.
And what city are we in?
New York.
Where do you live?
Lawrence.
What's your exact address?
7 Muriel Avenue, 11559.
Okay. And where were you before you came here?
Home.
Okay, good job. So I would give her a 8, which is perfect. So now I'm going to be testing her for object identification, which is under the subcategory of visual perception. So name each object.
Glasses. Teapot. Key. Boot. Bike. Watch. Scissor. Chair.
Good job. So she would be getting a 4 on that. Okay, now I'm testing for motor imitation under the subcategory of motor praxis. Imitate my movement as if you were looking in a mirror.
fail?
So I would give her a 3 because I told her to imitate my movements as if you were looking in the mirror. She started off with the opposite hand and she had difficulty during some of it, but she pretty much had good performance throughout, so I would give her a 3 out of 4. This is the colored block design test under the subcategory of visual motor organization. I'm going to give you blocks and I want you to construct this design.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put it over here so you can see it. So this is the picture, and let's take a look at what she created. This would score a 4 out of 4. I'm completing the test for pictorial sequence A under the thinking operations subtest. So for this one, I'm using these cards. And I'm going to put them on the table and then in the order that the manual is telling me to. Arrange the pictures in the correct sequence.
Okay. So the guy is first walking to the tree with the ladder.
Well, first, just arrange them on the table in the right sequence.
Okay. And then he's putting the ladder by the tree. Then he's climbing the ladder. And then he's coming down the ladder with his satchel full of apples, talking to his girlfriend. And then he gives her an apple.
Good job. So the first instruction is to arrange the pictures in the sequence, and if she didn't already tell me the story, I would have asked her, but she was able to do the whole thing, so I would rate her a 4, which is good performance. Now I'm going to test her attention and concentration in these logic questions. John was born in 1930. In what year was John 35?
1965.
Good. Peter was born in 1950. How old is he now? You could use paper and write it down if you need.
Okay, wait. 50, and we're in 2015, so he's 65.
Okay. Mary has 5 apples. Susan has 3 apples fewer than Mary. How many apples do both of them have in total?
Why are they going like that? 8. What?
Mary has
Oh.
5 apples. Susan has 3 apples fewer than Mary.
Okay, 2, 7. They both have 7.
Good. That would have gotten you 3.
This is Common Core question.
Nancy was born before Janet and after Sarah. Who is the oldest?
Janet.
Which one is in the middle?
Nancy.
Who's the youngest?
Janet.
Janet's the oldest and the youngest?
The first one you said.
Okay. So in this test, you would give them 1 point for each correct response.
So what did I get?
Hold on. And the attention and concentration is scored based on observation during the assessment. So since she did have a intact and very good attention span, I would give her a 4 for no attention or concentration problems.